Howdy and welcome along to the Wednesday preview this week. We've got the Great Western coming up on Friday, and then on Saturday we'll roll into the Paradise Street Trophy final. So a couple of things to keep us entertained here with greyhound racing in the West. Hayden King back with you this week. Unfortunately, James Broadhurst can't be with us, but we're going to have a deep dive into these races and hopefully we'll come up with some winners. We're going to start off with the Great Western on Friday night there at Mandurah, and it's an interesting field engaged here. We've got West on Hazy drawn down toward the inside, Mohican Mistress in 2, Delphini's out in 3, then Sudden Rain, Ultimate Command, All Over Carly, Brand New Me, and Gold Ranger, who we're going to have a look at the replay of now in his heat. Began really well in his heat from box number 4, dashed straight to the front, and that essentially was the end of the penny section. He ran really good times out in the lead, and he was the fastest qualifier, going 21.78 there, and he smashed Ultimate Command, who did get into a little bit of trouble in behind, ran home gallantly to grab second place and bank his spot in the final. And Gold Ranger, courtesy of that effort, he's going to be one of the ones to beat in this 4th, 5th grade final on Friday night. Others in the race, we've touched on West on Hazy, who came through the heat with Brand New Me. West on Hazy was able to eventually find his way to the front, then dash clear, Brand New Me working into second. Brand New Me would have to do a bit to reverse the form because there was a fair distance between them. Mohican Mistress and Delphini side by side, they were up against each other in the heat, and Mohican Mistress looked the winner in the run until Delphini appeared on the scene, and then Delphini moved up quite menacingly on the home turn, and it was looking a case of how far for Delphini, but as is his wont, he got wide on the track, and that proved costly with him giving that initiative back to Mohican Mistress, and Mohican Mistress was able to hold on from Delphini, whose running style is just costing him a little bit of late. And then the other heat, Sudden Rain and All Over Carly. All Over Carly was able to hold on by a good margin over Sudden Rain, who worked home strongly enough into second place. It does shape as an interesting contest. Gold Ranger, particularly with that room he's going to be afforded to his outside and being the fastest qualifier, does look hard to beat. And then I guess down toward the inside, you've got to respect West on Hazy, Mohican Mistress, dogs like that, particularly from the draw, and they will be given that room given that Delphini, the wide runner, is in 3 if he can stay in touch. But it does shape as an interesting battle. I'm prepared to stick my neck out with Gold Ranger based on what we saw in the heat. That was a strong performance. Now we're going to roll over into Saturday night's racing, and first I'm going to have a look at race number 4 on the program. This is a WA bred Cannings final for the 5th grade greyhounds. Ripon Tomahawk in box number 1. He's been a little bit below his best recently, but he comes up with a draw that he needs. He was able to score on the 27th of May, that's going back 4 runs ago now, in 30.40. He can run better times than that, but he is getting into the twilight of his career now. Runaway to Mars and West on Odie, they look the big two. Runaway to Mars, drawn inside of West on Odie. I think the way that Runaway to Mars wins this race is by holding out West on Odie early. Can he do that? Maybe. West on Odie definitely is the faster beginner. Can he do enough to clear Runaway to Mars into that first bend? I think he probably will, but it's no set in stone fact. Garnett's Gem to the outside of the pair is just a little bit below his best at the moment as well. Iconic Indy, Little Miss Ava, a couple for Shane Williams that do need luck. Iconic Indy does go around tonight, so we get a guide there, but she does need to lift on exposed form. Carla Cadup does boast a strong PB, but it's going to be hard work from out there. A Moment to Hustle, who does get 520 right on its limits, but does have early speed and could be the potential challenger, I guess, to a dog like West on Odie early as they go into that first turn. But if West on Odie produces his best first sectionals, then nothing's going to cross him. So he's a dog that's really hit top form at the minute, West on Odie, for Chris Hulse, and he's flying. He's built that picket fence up, and it looks likely to probably continue going into this race on Saturday, but there are a couple of dangers, particularly drawn to his inside with Runaway to Mars, who is a very classy dog in his own right. So you have to respect that. I think they're probably the big two in that race. Feature race on Saturday night is the Paradise Street Trophy. That's the race immediately after race number 5. They'll go 600 metres here, and Corporal Cuna from box number 1, he was a strong winner in his heat, holding off both Couch Surfer and Superman Keeping. The other 2 heats, Columbus Manelli and Corborn Roses, chased home Quicksmart, who was the fastest qualifier, and then Nanga Chief and Clifton Cruz, who came through the other heat. Crypto Manelli missing out on a start because he was the third of the 3 heats. Let's go back and have a look at the success of Quick Smart in the heat now. Did a really good job here, Quick Smart, eventually working to the front through the first couple of 100 metres, and he was able to set up a margin that proved significant in the run to the judge. He's a dog that can run pretty fast time, 34.55 his personal best, and when out in front he was going to take no end of stopping. Columbus Manelli did look a little bit of a challenger approaching the home turn, and Corborn Roses was well back in the field, but she did get a bit lucky in these concluding stages. Columbus Manelli was going to be a little bit threatening, but just got into a little bit of trouble as they cornered for home, and that proved costly. I think it would have been a reasonably close affair between he and Quick Smart, and then Corborn Roses, with that little bit of luck, was flashing to the post late in the piece to eventually get up and run second. So Quick Smart comes here with obvious claims considering that heat win. Can he offset box number 8? That's the question, because you have a dog like Corporal Cuna, who's been so impressive for Michael Johnston in recent times, another that's building up that picket fence and taking all before him. Columbus Manelli drawn outside of him. And then you've got a dog like Nanga Chief, who has that really fast early section in him. Can he cross Corporal Cuna going into that first turn? Well, that's going to be an interesting decision, and it may well decide the race. I think if Nanga Chief can work to the front, he's going to be stronger for that first time out 600 run here in the West, and there's every chance that he can make every post a winner. Corborn Roses will get back and run on, does need some luck. Same for Superman Keeping, drawn out in box number 5. And then Couch Surfer, who you would say would have been the anti-post favourite heading into the heats. He was just fair, though, when running second here in that heat behind Corporal Cuna, so he does need to reverse the form, but he does come up with the least flattering of the boxes between the two. Clifton Cruz, always have to respect him. Michael Johnston's got a good hand in this race, and then Quick Smart out in box number 8. The one I'm most interested in, to be honest, is Nanga Chief, drawn in box number 3. I think this dog's got the scope to improve, getting fitter, getting up in distance, and if he does find the front, he's going to be the one they have to beat. So at each way odds, he's $6 at the moment on TABTouch Nanga Chief. That's the way I'm going to side in the Paradise Street. Now, tonight, we've got racing here at Cannington, and it's a good little card. I'm looking to race number 8 for my best bet, though. Number 1, Bounce Lee. This dog ran a really good race when recording fast time here 4 starts ago, 21.80 odd over the 380 metres. Since then has been up in grade, racing in grade 5s and a mixed 4-5. Now back down to a 5-6. I think he'll step with them, and from there it should just about be it. He's just the fastest dog in the race. So Bounce Lee, the one to beat. Race 8, number 1, tonight here at Cannington. That's the Wednesday preview. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Hopefully we've found some winners for the Great Western and Paradise Street Trophy in particular across the weekend. And I'll catch you next week.